Sarah's story might sound familiar. At 32, she had just landed a promotion that bumped her salary from $65,000 to $95,000, a life-changing 46% increase. Her friends celebrated her success, her family was proud, and she felt like she had finally made it. Yet 6 months later, she found herself staring at her bank account in disbelief. The numbers didn't lie. Despite earning nearly $30,000 more annually, her savings account showed a mere $742, even less than when she was making far less. "This can't be right," she whispered to herself, scrolling through her transaction history. The promotion that was supposed to transform her financial life had somehow turned into another financial disappointment. You see, Sarah's story isn't unique. It's a modern financial paradox that's quietly affecting millions of professionals across the country. Whether you're making $50,000 or $250,000 a year, that eerily familiar sensation of money slipping through your fingers despite higher earnings is more common than you might think. Recent studies show that 65% of Americans who received a pay raise in the last year report feeling no better off financially than before. Think about it. Have you ever received your salary, felt momentarily wealthy, only to find yourself wondering where it all went by month's end? That's not a coincidence. It's a systemic pattern that's draining the wealth potential of an entire generation. But here's what's truly fascinating. The real threat to your financial future isn't what most people think. It's not the obvious culprits like inflation, taxes, or even those occasional splurges on luxury items. No, the true wealth killer is far more subtle, far more insidious, and unfortunately, far more devastating in the long run. What we're about to uncover in this video will challenge everything you thought you knew about building wealth. We'll expose the invisible factors that are silently eroding your financial foundation, the psychological traps that keep you stuck in a cycle of earning more but having less, and most importantly, the proven strategies to break free from this modern money trap. Before we dive in, take a moment to reflect. If you've ever felt frustrated about working harder but seeing little financial progress, type "I like money" in the comments below. Your story matters, and you're not alone in this journey. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your increased income may not translate into increased wealth, and more importantly, you'll have a clear roadmap to transform your financial future. We'll break down the steps Sarah took to go from financial confusion to crystal clarity, and how you can do the same. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because this isn't just another money video. It's a wake-up call to financial freedom. Let's dig deeper and discover what's really happening to your hard-earned money. The Hidden Wealth Destroyers, a reality check. Let me share a story that opened my eyes to the reality of hidden wealth destruction. Meet Michael, a 35-year-old tech professional in Seattle. From the outside, his life looked perfect. A $150,000 salary, a trendy downtown apartment, and all the latest gadgets. But sitting across from me in my office, his face told a different story. "I don't understand," he said, showing me his bank statement. 10 years ago, when I made $60,000, I had more savings than I do now." Despite more than doubling his income, Michael had just $1,000 in savings and $42,000 in credit card debt. The culprit? A series of small, seemingly innocent decisions that snowballed over time. This is what I call the prosperity paradox. Earning more while building less wealth. Michael's case isn't unique. In fact, studies show that 65% of Americans making over $100,000 annually still live paycheck to paycheck. The reason? Hidden wealth destroyers that silently eat away at our financial foundation. Think of your wealth like a bucket collecting water. You might be pouring more water in, earning more money, but if your bucket has dozens of tiny holes, wealth destroyers, it will never fill up. These holes aren't the obvious ones like luxury cars or expensive vacations. They're subtle leaks that we often rationalize or ignore. Take Claire, another client who tracked her spending for a month. She discovered she was spending $47 daily on small conveniences, premium coffee, lunch deliveries, ride shares instead of public transport. That's $17,155 annually, or $171,550 over 10 years, not counting potential investment returns. But here's the most crucial insight. These wealth destroyers aren't just financial. They're psychological. They create a false sense of financial security while quietly undermining our long-term wealth potential. They make us feel like we're maintaining our lifestyle when we're actually falling behind. The real danger isn't in the individual expenses, it's in their cumulative impact. Like termites in a house's foundation, they do their damage slowly, invisibly, but relentlessly. By the time you notice the problem, significant damage has already been done. Understanding these hidden wealth destroyers is the first step toward financial transformation. In my 15 years of financial coaching, I've seen countless professionals transform their financial future once they identified and eliminated these subtle drains on their wealth. 1. The psychology of money, understanding our financial blind spots. Understanding money isn't just about numbers and spreadsheets, it's deeply rooted in psychology. As a financial advisor for over a decade, I've witnessed how our minds can be our greatest asset or our biggest obstacle in building wealth. Take the case of Jennifer, a successful attorney making $200,000 annually. Despite her high income, she struggled with impulsive purchases, especially during stressful periods at work. "Shopping makes me feel in control," she admitted during our first meeting. This emotional connection to spending is something I see repeatedly in my practice. Money decisions are driven by feelings rather than logic. Recent neuroscience research reveals that financial decisions activate the same brain regions as survival instincts. This explains why we often make irrational money choices that feel right in the moment but hurt us long term. It's not about intelligence. I've seen brilliant surgeons, engineers, and executives fall into the same psychological traps. One of the most powerful blind spots is what I call the status anxiety spiral. Mark, a young software engineer, came to me confused about his mounting debt. Despite earning $130,000 yearly, he felt compelled to match his coworkers' lifestyles. The latest Tesla, the downtown loft, the expensive hobbies. If I don't keep up, he worried, I'll be seen as less successful. This social comparison cost him $80,000 in credit card debt. Another blind spot is what behavioral economists call present bias, overvaluing immediate rewards over future benefits. When Sarah, a marketing executive, calculated how much her daily $7 premium coffee habit would cost over 10 years with compound interest, $37,000, she was shocked. We often dismiss small daily expenses, failing to see their massive long-term impact. Perhaps the most dangerous blind spot is the ostrich effect, avoiding financial reality by simply not looking at it. I've seen clients ignore their bank statements for months, hoping their financial problems will somehow solve themselves. This avoidance only compounds the issues. The key to overcoming these psychological barriers isn't willpower, it's awareness and systems. By understanding our financial blind spots, we can create strategies to work around them. For instance, automating savings before money hits your checking account bypasses the psychological temptation to spend it. Remember, your relationship with money was formed through years of experiences, observations, and emotions. Changing it requires patience, understanding, and often a complete reframing of how you view wealth building. 2. The modern money traps, identifying the real culprits. In today's digital age, money slips through our fingers in ways our parents never imagined. Through my years of financial consulting, I've identified what I call digital quicksand, modern financial traps that slowly but surely pull us deeper into debt. Let me share Rachel's eye-opening story. A 29-year-old graphic designer, she considered herself financially responsible because she avoided major luxuries. Yet, when we audited her digital spending, we uncovered a shocking $437 in monthly subscriptions. 3 streaming services she barely watched, 5 meditation and fitness apps she rarely used, 2 cloud storage services, 4 newsletter subscriptions, and various free trial memberships she forgot to cancel. That's $5,244 annually disappearing silently from her account. But the modern money traps go deeper than just subscriptions. Take David, a remote software developer who thought he was saving money working from home. However, his convenience spending told a different story. Daily food delivery averaging $35, premium productivity apps costing $89 monthly, and upgraded home office equipment purchased on buy now pay later plans had created a hidden $1,200 monthly drain on his finances. The upgrade trap is another modern culprit I frequently encounter. Lisa, a mid-level manager, found herself caught in an endless cycle of technology upgrades. New phones every year, $1,000, the latest laptop, $2,000, smart home devices, and trending gadgets. But I need these for work, she insisted. After tracking her technology spending, we discovered she had spent $14,000 in 2 years on upgrades that provided minimal real-world benefits. Perhaps the most insidious modern trap is what I call micro-luxury creep. These are small, seemingly insignificant upgrades to daily services that compound over time. Premium subscriptions, priority deliveries, ad-free services, and enhanced memberships. Each might only cost a few extra dollars, but together they create a significant financial burden. The solution isn't to avoid these services entirely. It's to be strategic about their use. One of my clients, Michael, saved $3,600 annually by conducting a subscription audit. He kept services that provided genuine value and eliminated those that merely provided convenience. He also implemented a 24-hour rule for any new subscription or digital purchase. Remember, these modern money traps are designed to be invisible and painless in the short term. That's what makes them so dangerous. The key is to bring them into the light, evaluate their true cost, and make conscious decisions about which ones truly enhance your life versus silently draining your wealth. 3. The opportunity cost crisis. What we're really losing. When we talk about wasting money, most people think about what they're spending. But the real crisis lies in what they're losing. Opportunities for wealth creation that can never be recovered. Let me share a powerful story that changed my perspective on opportunity cost forever. Meet James, a client who came to me for retirement planning at age 45. Like many professionals, he lived what he considered a normal, upper-middle-class lifestyle. His daily routine included a $14 lunch at trendy restaurants near his office, a $6 premium coffee each morning, and regular food delivery averaging $25 per meal. It's just a few dollars here and there, he'd say. When we calculated the true cost of these habits, James was stunned. His daily lunch and coffee routine alone, if invested in a basic index fund earning a conservative 7% annual return, would have grown to $268,000 over 20 years. That's not just money spent. It's $250,000 in wealth never created. However, the opportunity cost crisis extends beyond daily expenses. Emma, a marketing executive, kept $100,000 in a traditional savings account, earning 0.1% interest for safety. Over 5 years, while inflation averaged 3%, her money lost nearly $15,000 in purchasing power. Meanwhile, a diversified investment portfolio could have grown that same amount to $140,000 or more. Here's what most people don't realize. Every financial decision isn't just about the money you spend, it's about the wealth you could have built. Take Robert, who leased a new luxury car for $650 monthly instead of keeping his reliable used car. The real cost wasn't just the $39,000 spent over 5 years of leases. If invested, that money could have been the down payment on a rental property, generating passive income for decades. The most devastating opportunity cost I see is time. Sarah waited until 35 to start investing, thinking she needed to learn more first. That 10-year delay from age 25 to 35 didn't just cost her the $50,000 she could have invested. At a 7% annual return, it cost her potential retirement savings of over $375,000. This is why I tell my clients, the most expensive thing you can buy is a missed opportunity. Every dollar spent isn't just a dollar gone, it's the compounded growth of that dollar sacrificed. Understanding this principle fundamentally changes how you view everyday financial decisions. It transforms spending choices from, can I afford this, to what am I giving up by choosing this? 4. The solution framework, building real wealth. After spending 15 years guiding clients through financial transformation, I've developed what I call the wealth building trinity, a framework that has consistently turned financial struggles into success stories. Let me share how this framework transformed one of my clients' lives completely. Meet Thomas, a software engineer who was earning $120,000 but had zero savings at age 35. Using the first pillar of the framework, awareness architecture, we implemented a unique tracking system. Instead of just monitoring spending, we tracked his wealth potential daily. Every purchase was measured not just by its cost, but by its 10-year opportunity cost. This simple shift in perspective led to a profound change. Within 6 months, Thomas was saving 40% of his income without feeling deprived. The second pillar, strategic automation, is where real transformation begins. Take Maria's case. She was constantly struggling to save despite making $85,000 annually. We set up what I call invisible wealth builders, automatic transfers that moved money to specific accounts before she could spend it. 15% to retirement, 10% to short-term savings, 5% to an emergency fund. By making wealth building automatic, she accumulated $27,000 in her first year without thinking about it. The third pillar, value-based allocation, addresses the emotional side of money. This is where most traditional financial advice fails. Instead of focusing on deprivation, we focus on alignment. Alex, a marketing director, was spending $2,000 monthly on status symbols he didn't care about. By redirecting his spending toward his true values, family experiences, and personal growth, he not only saved more, but reported feeling more fulfilled. The key insight I've gained is that building wealth isn't about making more money. It's about redirecting your existing resources more effectively. Every client who has successfully implemented this framework shares one common trait. They stopped viewing wealth building as a sacrifice and started seeing it as a form of self-respect. Remember, real wealth building isn't about following a rigid budget or depriving yourself. It's about creating systems that automatically guide your money toward growth while allowing you to live a fulfilling life. The goal isn't to think about money less, it's to think about it differently. When you view every dollar as a potential wealth builder rather than just a spending unit, your entire financial perspective shifts. 5. Real-life success stories. The transformation journey. Let me share one of the most remarkable financial transformations I've witnessed in my career. This story proves that no matter where you start, financial transformation is possible with the right mindset and strategy. Meet Amanda, a single mother and elementary school teacher who was drowning in $67,000 of debt at age 38. Her story began like many others, living paycheck to paycheck, using credit cards to bridge gaps, and feeling hopeless about her financial future. But what she achieved in just 24 months completely changed my perspective on what's possible. Amanda's first breakthrough came when she stopped seeing herself as a victim of circumstances and started viewing herself as the architect of her financial future. We began with small, manageable changes. Instead of overwhelming herself with extreme budgeting, she started with what I call the 1% daily improvement strategy. Each day, she found one small way to improve her financial situation. Week 1, she audited her subscriptions, saving $127 monthly. Week 2, she learned to meal prep, cutting her food budget by $280 monthly. Week 3, she started a small tutoring service on weekends. These small changes compound into massive results. But here's what made Amanda's story extraordinary. She didn't just focus on cutting expenses. She simultaneously built her earning potential. While maintaining her teaching job, she developed an online curriculum that she sold to other teachers. This side project eventually grew into a $2,000 monthly income stream. Within the first year, Amanda had paid off $31,000 of debt. By month 18, she had eliminated all her debt and built an emergency fund. Today, at 40, she has $45,000 in savings, a growing investment portfolio, and a thriving side business. More importantly, she's teaching her children priceless lessons about financial independence. The key lesson from Amanda's journey isn't just about money management. It's about identity transformation. She succeeded not because she followed a strict budget, but because she changed how she viewed herself and her relationship with money. She moved from seeing money as something that controlled her to something she controlled. This is why I tell all my clients, your financial journey isn't just about numbers. It's about who you become in the process. Amanda's story shows that with the right mindset, strategy, and support, anyone can transform their financial future, regardless of their starting point. 6. The hidden benefits beyond financial growth. What I'm about to share might surprise you. The most profound impacts of financial transformation often have nothing to do with money. Through years of guiding clients, I've witnessed how mastering your finances creates a ripple effect that transforms every aspect of life. Let me tell you about Marcus, a high-stress corporate lawyer who came to me primarily concerned about his retirement planning. Like many professionals, he was earning well, but feeling constantly anxious about money. His transformation began with basic financial planning, but what happened next was remarkable. As Marcus gained control over his finances, something unexpected occurred. His chronic insomnia, which he'd struggled with for years, began to improve. For the first time in decades, he told me, I'm sleeping through the night. The mental clarity that came from knowing exactly where he stood financially had literally improved his physical health. But the benefits went even deeper. Once Marcus stopped using shopping as a stress reliever, he discovered healthier ways to manage anxiety. He took up hiking, started meditating, and found time for long-neglected friendships. His relationships improved because he no longer carried the invisible burden of financial stress into every conversation. I've seen this pattern repeatedly. Take Sarah, a marketing executive who was constantly chasing promotions to maintain her lifestyle. After implementing proper financial planning, she felt confident enough to start her own business. Something she'd dreamed of but never dared attempt. The financial clarity gave her the courage to pursue genuine fulfillment. Perhaps the most profound hidden benefit is what I call authentic living. When you're no longer spending money to impress others or fill emotional voids, you discover who you really are. One client, David, realized he'd spent years maintaining expensive hobbies and memberships he didn't even enjoy, just to fit in with his peer group. Once he aligned his spending with his values, he found himself surrounded by people who appreciated him for who he was, not what he owned. The truth is, financial mastery isn't just about having more money, it's about creating space in your life for what truly matters. It's about waking up without that knot of anxiety in your stomach. It's about making decisions from a place of confidence rather than fear. It's about being present with your loved ones instead of constantly worrying about bills. When you transform your relationship with money, you transform your relationship with life itself. 7. Action plan. Your wealth building roadmap. Let me share a proven action plan that transformed Anna's life from financial chaos to clarity in just 90 days. Like many successful professionals, Anna was earning a solid income as a project manager but felt overwhelmed about where to start. This roadmap changed everything for her. Week 1 focuses on what I call the financial X-ray, a deep dive into your current situation. Anna discovered she was spending $873 monthly on subscriptions and services she barely used. Start by downloading 3 months of bank statements. Highlight every recurring charge in yellow, every emotional purchase in blue, and every essential expense in green. This visual exercise often reveals shocking patterns. Weeks 2 through 4 are about implementing the money pipeline system. This is where Anna automated her finances into specific accounts. The key is creating separate buckets for different purposes. Your salary flows first through what I call the collection account, then automatically distributes into your growth account, 20%, security account, 10%, and lifestyle account, 70%. Anna's stress levels dropped dramatically once this system was in place. Month 2 focuses on what I call wealth acceleration. This isn't about drastic cutting, it's about strategic reallocation. Take James, another client who realized he was spending $415 monthly on food delivery. Instead of eliminating it completely, he reduced it to twice weekly and invested the difference. Within a year, those small reallocations grew to over $3,000 in his investment account. The final month is about building your financial defense shield. This includes setting up proper insurance, creating an emergency fund, and establishing basic estate planning. Lisa, a freelance designer, initially resisted this step as unnecessary complexity. Then a major client delayed payment for 2 months. Her emergency fund, which we'd prioritized building, saved her from a financial crisis. Here's the crucial insight I've gained. Successful wealth building isn't about making huge changes all at once. It's about taking small, consistent steps in the right direction. Start with just one action today. Even if it's as simple as calculating your net worth or canceling one unused subscription. Remember, this journey isn't just about reaching a specific number in your bank account. It's about creating a system that automatically moves you toward your financial goals while letting you enjoy life today. The goal is progress, not perfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, puts you closer to financial freedom. Your financial journey isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about reclaiming your freedom, your peace of mind, and your ability to create lasting memories with the people you love. Rebecca's transformation began with a single decision. The decision to stop accepting financial stress as a normal part of life. Think about where you are right now. Maybe you're like Michael, who felt trapped in the cycle of earning more but having less. Or perhaps you relate to Sarah, who couldn't understand why her 6-figure salary never translated into actual wealth. Their stories and countless others I've witnessed all share one common thread. Transformation began the moment they decided to take control. The strategies we've discussed today aren't just theoretical concepts. They're battle-tested methods that have helped real people create real wealth. But here's the crucial truth I've learned. The biggest obstacle isn't knowledge, it's action. The gap between knowing and doing is where most wealth dreams die. That's why I urge you to take one small step today. It doesn't have to be perfect. Cancel one unused subscription. Set up one automatic transfer to savings. Review one monthly statement. Remember, wealth building isn't about dramatic overnight changes. It's about small, consistent actions that compound over time. Your future self is watching every decision you make today. 5 years from now, you'll either thank yourself for starting this journey or wish you had. The choice is yours. Will you continue letting invisible wealth destroyers erode your financial future? Or will you take the first step toward transformation today? Remember, every financial empire started with a single decision. A moment when someone said, enough. Today, things change. Your journey to financial freedom begins now. Take that first step, no matter how small. Your future self will thank you. Your journey to financial mastery is about more than accumulating wealth. It's about reclaiming your time, your mental energy, and your ability to dream big. Every dollar you save from invisible wealth destroyers becomes the foundation for the future you deserve. Whether it's starting a business, buying your dream home, or creating a legacy for your family, it all starts with the decisions you make today. Remember, building wealth is not a sprint, it's a marathon. The small changes you make today may seem insignificant, but they create ripples that turn into waves of prosperity over time. Just as a small leak can sink a large ship, small positive financial habits can build a wealthy empire. The strategies and insights we've discussed today have helped thousands of people break out of the cycle of earning more, but having less. They've changed lives, rebuilt relationships, and created generational wealth. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. This is your moment to decide. Will you continue to let the invisible wealth destroyers silently erode your financial future? Or will you take control and start building the wealth you deserve? The choice is yours, but the time to act is now. If you see value in these wealth-building strategies and want to continue your journey toward financial freedom, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every day on Wealth Mindset 99, we dive into proven strategies that turn financial struggles into success stories. Together, we'll build not just wealth, but a legacy that lasts for generations. Don't let a day go by without taking action toward your financial goals. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. This is Wealth Mindset 99, where we turn financial education into financial transformation. Remember, success isn't just about making money. It's about mastering money to create the life you truly want.